This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scooch Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just trying to survive out here in these streets, man. You know how it be. But, looking forward to the weekend. I ain't got to work this Saturday, so just out here trying to make it, man. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling, though? Everything good with you?
Man, everything is great, man. I have no complaints. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here living life and doing my thing, bro.
That's what's up, man. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, man. So, last episode, man, I just wanted to say thank you to the people because we received some good feedback from that episode. I forgot what the person's tweet was and I can't find it, but once I find it, I reposted on the Instagram page. But they pretty much said that it was a great episode. They liked hearing us talk about, you know what I'm saying, the movies and, you know what I'm saying, and all the TV stuff and the conversation that we had. And they said they would like to hear some more of that. So, you know what I'm saying, that was a good thing. Some great feedback from the last episode that we had. That was something that, you know what I'm saying, we tried something new. And it paid off, man. So, you know, you guys be on the lookout for more episodes like that, you know what I'm saying, coming in the future.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate the feedback, man. That's one thing that I love the most about this, man. And we don't get a ton of it, but when we do, we always try to highlight it for the simple fact of, like, the great thing about getting feedback is the fact of, like, for instance, right? So we got, you know what I'm saying, a fan of the pod. They give us, you know what I'm saying, suggestions and shit. Yep. And give us feedback. And, like, we've done, I know at least 2 movies and another one that's coming up that they spoke about. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is, like, man, just we would do things, like, even if it's a movie that, like, or a show or whatever, if it's something that both of us, like, really don't really fuck with. But it can either open us up to something or we have fun trashing shit. So it's like, so it is what it is either way, man. But it's really good to get feedback because I think when you put, you know what I'm saying, all of your efforts and, you know what I'm saying, that we put out on this pod, to have someone to tell you, yo, it was good or it was bad or it was trash or it was really good, you know, like whatever it is, like, no matter what the stars is that somebody give us on Apple or Spotify or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? We will take the good support or we will take the criticism. You know what I'm saying? As long as you real with it, I'm good with it.
Absolutely, man. But you know what I'm saying? You already know, second episode of the week. It's that time, man. We about to get into our favorite segment. For those who don't know, this is the segment where we give you, you know what I'm saying, little bits and pieces of what we watching outside of, you know what I'm saying, the usuals that we do on the pod. And, of course, we call it What We Watching. You ready to get into it, bro?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. What we watching?
What we watching?
All right, man. So what you got this week, bro?
All right, man. I got 2, man, and they're the actual older movies. It's not not a newer movie or a newer show like I normally do. But so one of the things that I watched, man, I was just strolling through Tubi, man, and came across one of the a very funny movie that's underrated that people don't ever talk about, and that's Double Take.
Oh,
so I went back. I went back and watched Double Take.
What?
Freddie Tiffany, okay? It's a nationally known.
To slitch malt liquor. You ain't got no malt liquor.
Hey, the funniest part to me is when Freddie was like, man, I gotta find this pen. He said, man, the right pen, let's send a strike team in 30 seconds. He was like, he said, look, he said, it's me, Freddie. Send help soon. Sign Rogue.
Hey, bro, shout out to Eddie Griffin and Orlando Jones, bro.
Yo.
Hey, that was, you are right. That is a very underrated movie. That movie is classic to me, bro. I love Double Take, bro.
Hey, but we're gonna have to do Double Take on here at some point, man. That shit is hilarious, man.
Nigga said, "You ain't got no slits, nigga." That shit is funny as fuck, bro. The niggas on the train, bro. Niggas on the fucking train, bro. That shit was fucking hilarious. No, another part though. I don't mean to cut you off, but another part when they be in the fucking river. After I think that either they jumped or fell off the boat or something happened. They ended up in the river, and that nigga was looking for his dog. He was like, Pago! Pago! Funny as hell, bro.
Hey, that shit is hilarious, bud. Yeah, but yeah, I had watched Double Take. If y'all never seen this, basically, there's one banker dude. His company got involved with this gangster dude, and so the FBI ended up getting involved, and like it's called Double Take because they act like this dude came in to kill old dude, and then so all of a sudden these two FBI people come in and shoot this dude when you think he's dead, but he's really not dead. It's this whole scheme throughout this whole damn thing. But Double Take, man, is a hilarious movie. Came out 2001. I went back and watched it. Had a great time watching it. And then the other older movie that I watched is, I think it came out 2001. I don't have it in front of me, but anyway, I went back and watched Lake Placid, man.
Oh, you know man. Shout out to Betty White.
Man, shout out to Betty White. Shout out to Jane Fonda. Man, that shit. Hey, that is a wild movie, and it's a wild concept of a movie too, man. It had this big ass fucking alligator, and this lady, Betty White, out here feeding him. Betty White is really the antagonist of the shit. To be honest with you, that's so funny that she is the damn antagonist. But like, just that this dude, like the cop went out, and like they was like, I forget what they was doing with the lake, and fucking alligator came up, took dude head off. So then they called this scientist who she didn't even want to go, but she ended up going. And then this dude that's known for like chasing alligators, they figured out what kind of alligator it was, and he caused havoc. You hear me? That motherfucker was fucking everything up. But shout out to that movie, man. So I watched two older movies that week. I watched Double Take and I watched Lake Placid.
That's what's up, man. So I got two movies too. My first one is on Netflix. Excuse me. And it's Missing. It's featuring Storm Reed, Neil Long, and Tim something. I forgot what his name is, but it's pretty much about a young girl who is basically having issues with her mom. Her and her mom kind of, you know what I'm saying, beefing or whatever, because you know she's turning, you know, I think she is 18. And she, you know what I'm saying, going through that phase of becoming an adult and, you know what I'm saying, coming out of her teenage years or whatever. And she lost her dad at an early age. And then her mom basically, you know what I'm saying, kind of got with this dude, and she kind of don't really like him or whatever. And what ends up happening is her mom and the dude end up going on vacation. They leave her at the house by herself, and then she's supposed to pick her mom up from the airport. When she goes to pick her mom from the airport, her mom never show up. So basically, she trying to, you know what I'm saying, signal her phone and do all this other shit. And then she ended up linking up with like the FBI and people in the country they was in and everything else, only to find out that her dad never died. He pretty much has, you know what I'm saying, was abusing her mom, ended up going to jail, and he was dealing drugs and shit, and he ended up going to jail, and he ended up getting out. And, you know what I'm saying, he ended up kidnapping her, abducting her mom, and setting her mom's boyfriend up to die and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then, you know what I'm saying, he tried to basically kidnap his daughter so he could get his daughter back. And it was just a whole bunch of other stuff. But the reason I really fuck with this movie, though, is because that the movie is basically shot through the the um the POV of a computer. So you don't really
Yeah.
see no real shots. You seeing it through like computers and phone cameras and stuff like that. So it's a pretty dope movie. Um, if you guys ever get a chance to watch it, check it out. It's on Netflix. And it's called Missing. But shout out to Storm Reed because she is on her way. She has done
Yep.
some great things. She's been in some great movies. In this one, she was this is her leading role, and she did a hell of a job in it. I know her other one was like A Wrinkle in Time or something like that. So,
Yeah, but she's in Euphoria too.
yep, she's in
She's
Euphoria. She was
Zendaya's
in
sister.
Yeah, she was in The Last of Us. She had a small role in that. So shout out to her, man. She's doing some work, man. And then my second one is an older movie as well. I was watching this just to be watching it because I enjoy comedy movies, but it's Let's Go to Prison. It's starring Will Arnett. It got Chi McBride in it, Dak Shepard, and basically it's about this dude who's working at like this hedge fund company or whatever, and it was like some Halliburton shit. He ended up getting locked up for it because they put all the blame on him. And you know what I'm saying? He basically trying to, like work his way around prison or whatever. And, like all these antics and shit happen. Chi McBride is like the big dog in the prison, but you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga like he like Will Arnett, so he be trying to get Will Arnett alone. He be trying to get Will Arnett alone, and this nigga be easing out of the shit, but this nigga was making wine in the toilet and shit, bro. It's all kind of crazy going on. My favorite scene of the movie though, this nigga Will Arnett be in his car, and like all you see at first, you don't hear no music or nothing. You just see the windows rolled up, and he just in there grooving, like he in there getting it. And then they finally show him in the car, and he listening to people. Don't you know? It's about time. I'm gonna shake that body. He in there going crazy to the song though, so that's his joint. But anyway, they end up figuring out what ended up happening. He ended up getting out of prison, and they end up getting the right person, and you know what I'm saying. He ended up free or whatever. But it's a hilarious movie. Shout out to Will Arnett. He was one of my favorite people on Saturday Night Live. Shout out to Dak Shepard as well. He's you know what I'm saying, like he used to do a whole bunch of prank shows back in the day, and then if you don't know Chi McBride, everybody should know Chi McBride. He's been on numerous shows and movies and all that. But great movie. If you get a chance to watch it. I got it on DVD, so yeah, I found the way to watch DVDs. So yeah, that's my what we watching.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. So man, this is gonna be a very fun episode, man. We doing the 1988 action classic, man, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, starring what's his name? Bob
No, Donald Gibb.
Donald Gibb, that's his name. Donald Gibb, Bolo, and the lady's name is Leah Ayres. I think that's
Leah
her name.
Ayres. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker.
Yep. Oh, young Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, young
You know
Forrest Whitaker.
We're
Yeah.
talking about Bloodsport, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, it's about this. I think is he a captain?
I don't know what he is, but I know he's in the military. But they look at him as what I'm saying, very important. Very important position in the military.
A military secret weapon, obviously, and he was trained by
Tanaka.
a martial arts master by the name of Is it Satoshi or Sonoshi?
Well, I think that's what the type of brand of martial arts he was doing, but his name was Tanaka.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's his last name. That's his family name. His first name was like Satoshi or something like that, or something like that. But you're right. He was basically representing the Tanaka family in the Kumite in 1975, and he was the first person from the Western world to win it. And he went on to have like this astute career. He never lost a fight and everything else. And this is all based off of the true story.
Okay, from 1975 to 1980, Frank
Yeah.
Dukes won 329 matches.
Yep.
He retired undefeated as the world heavyweight full contact Kumite champion,
Yeah.
and he still holds 4 records, which is the
Mm-hmm.
fastest knockout, 3.2 seconds, the fastest punch with the knockout, which is 12 seconds, the fastest kick with a knockout, 72 miles per hour,
72 miles
and
an hour, bro.
crazy. And most consecutive knockouts in a single match, 56.
Absolutely. So, excuse me. So yeah. So it's basically a movie about Frank Dukes and his 1975 run at the Japanese or the Kumite in Japan, because I think they move it around every year.
Yeah, it was in Hong Kong in this movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, China. I'm
China.
sorry. It was just a bunch of Japanese people there. So going back and watching this, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you off air, I understand why. Because back in the day, it was a thing where you already knew who the main guys was. It was Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and what's his name with the ponytail?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, the dude I don't like. So, and you know what I'm saying? Like you had the guys like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, and all them, but those guys came a little bit earlier. These were like the guys that was like the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Like the 80s stars.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Like watching this movie, man, to me, I get it because he was the one, especially when it came to like the martial arts action movies, he was the one that you really could see. He really knew martial arts. Like you could tell, like, even though they all knew martial arts, but you could tell he really was like doing the martial arts, like not like Steven Seagal when he just, you know what I'm saying, like fake flipping people for a demonstration. Like he really he really controlling his punches and controlling his kicks to make it look somewhat real. But the one thing I do like about this movie as well is in the beginning, the way that they set it up is like an old kung fu flick, because like everybody talking, but they mouth ain't matching their words.
Yep.
Like the audio track is slightly off, so it seems as if you watching like an old kung fu flick up until like the middle of the movie where they finally get to Hong Kong. And it's some stuff in here, man, that you know, I'm not gonna say it's questionable, but you know this movie was made in the 80s. First and foremost, I never wanted to see a black man lose more in my life. The dude that was doing the monkey style, I wanted him to lose. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say stuff like this out loud, but I'm sorry. I never wanted a black man to lose more in my life. That pissed me off. Out of all people to be doing the monkey style, it just had to be a black man, huh? That motherfucker was getting on my nerves. Now, it's one thing to do the style. It's another thing to do the style and still act like the monkey. You don't got to do the head tapping. You ain't got to do all that, man. Just fight.
Hey, when he went to kick the fat Chinese dude, he fell back. He was confused in the motherfucker. He was like,
yeah, I was so happy he got bear hugged. I was like, yes, get his ass out of here. And then it was some questionable moves in the movie as well. You know what I'm saying? My man Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked somebody. His foot was going left and dude jumped left, but somehow he fell right. I still don't know how that's possible, but I mean it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. So you know what I'm saying? I guess that's what they had to do. But you know what I'm saying? To me, this was a pretty good movie, man. It reminded me of a mix between like the WWE and the UFC, and it was like all the antics of WWE, but the realness of the UFC. You know what I'm saying? How did you feel about rewatching this joint, bro?
well, this is the thing. Little backstory here. So first of all, I always watch the movie the day before the pod, but I actually just watched this movie like last month.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really fuck with Bloodsport. Like Bloodsport and The Kickboxer is my shit. Like those are my two top Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. But going back and watching this to analyze it, I realized that, don't get me wrong, it's still a dope ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one, okay, how do I say this? This is one of my favorite movies, but it has the most questionable acting of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, it is some trash acting in this fucking movie.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about bad. I'm talking about real bad. But I fuck with the movie, though. And, like, first of all, let me say this. Because when I was watching this shit, I was like, I guarantee you, I know who Scoots Bronson's favorite character is. You know what I'm saying? It's Chung Lee. That's just the people you fuck with.
No, let me stop, man. Bolo is the greatest villain of any martial arts movie of all time. He done fought Chuck Norris. This nigga done fought Jim Kelly. He fought the white man in Enter the Dragon. I forgot what his name was. He fought Bruce Lee. Yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, who hasn't this motherfucker went up against?
Hey, he is the big, like, up until this time, we're talking 1988, the biggest Chinese man you ever seen in your life.
Absolutely.
Like, you ain't never seen a dude that big that was from that place. Or if it's Japan, I'm talking about, you come across this dude, like, you're not, nobody's fucking with him. He was Bane before Bane. You hear me?
But and the crazy part is, though, he ain't like doofy big. Nah, he like is like LeBron James big. Like, he's swift, he quick. You know what I'm saying? He got all the moves and shit. This nigga was pulling out moves I've never seen before.
And then he do it so smooth because, like, he do the whole shit where he's like, first of all, the soundtrack for this movie is awesome. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Come on, man. The On My Own song, that's my shit.
Nigga, you know they had a Kumite song, bro. And they played it multiple times in the movie.
They did. That was the theme of the movie.
Man, you ain't got to make the song called Kumite. That's obvious. Then Kumite. If you don't turn that bullshit.
Hey, that shit be rocking. Hey, fuck that shit. Hey, but watching that shit, I was like, I know Chung Lee is this guy. Because those are the people you gravitate to. I was like, that's all I can think about. And like, they played the dramatic music every time they showed him, like, the music got dramatic.
Hey, man, listen, I say this to the end of time, man. I don't care what the movie is. I don't care how it is. A movie where it's about good and evil or good and bad or whatever you want to put it up against, it will always be as good as the villain or as the antagonist. And Bolo sells it right every time, bro. It never fails. And bet you didn't know this. You know that he never was able to speak English?
Dude, I can tell. This motherfucker said, "You break my record."
That wasn't even him.
Now I break you.
Yeah, that wasn't even him. He just mouthed it. They showed him how to mouth it. That's how dope Bolo went through the whole movie. And that's the only lines he had.
Dude, if you really pay attention, like, a lot of the times, you just see him moving his mouth, but there's no noise.
None.
And him and his trainer.
Yeah, he don't.
There's nothing coming out.
None of that through the movie, bro.
Yeah. If you really look, you be like, yo, this motherfucker's screaming. They don't even give him his screams. Like, it's just silence.
Bro, he was so deadly that he broke a nigga neck. He broke a nigga neck by flicking his forehead, bro. That's how strong that nigga was. Hey, man, Bolo is a fucking dog, man.
And he was, because, like, the thing about, like, martial arts, I don't know a ton about it, right? Mm-hmm. But what you notice about this movie is, so Frank Dukes, being trained by the Tanaka family, mm-hmm. like, they really, really appreciate the art. You know what I'm saying? Just really the art of martial arts. Like, mm-hmm. when Frank Dukes fought, he fought to basically win with the least amount of violence as possible. Like enough to knock you out to move along.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to Chun Li is out to fucking break you. Like
Absolutely.
he's using his martial arts to fucking, I want to take your soul when I fight you. Basically,
Chun Li
like,
was the Russian in Rocky.
exactly. He was Drago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's looking to, like, you remember when Mike Tyson said, "Yo, I'm here to eat your children."
Absolutely. That's
Chung Li.
That's
Okay.
the energy he bringing.
Yes, every time. Like he's here, he's breaking legs, he's breaking shoulders, he's breaking necks. He's here to kill you.
He literally fucked up everybody he fought.
Everybody left with an injury that fought Chun Li. Okay,
he broke Bruce Lee's back.
Yo, Chun Li ain't playing. Like, and then you want to talk about and see. I'm gonna tell you, like, even though I know how you appreciate the antagonist, but like, what pissed me off about him, it wasn't even really just the fact of him fighting to really injure people. It was the fact of like he was jealous as fuck of Frank Dukes. Okay,
yeah, he was the champion.
Yeah, you can be the champion, but you gonna sit there and get mad because my man sit here and broke your record. That's number one.
Yes,
but then you're gonna sit here and you're gonna get all fucking salty and shit because they chanting Dukes.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Who is this white man coming into my room, making my glory and my fame? Who does he think he is? Yeah. Chung Li had every right to be mad. This is my turf, punk.
Hey. Hey, man. Yo, I hate those dudes.
That to me, that's what makes the movie even better, bro. Like that's what adds to, you know what I'm saying, like the whole mystique of the movie is the fact that you know that whenever they fight, if they fight, whenever it comes down to that, you know that it's going to be a battle, and it's the build up to the whole thing. And I think that's what makes this movie so, you know what I'm saying, as good as it is, because we don't, like, especially now, like when it comes to those things, like they usually try to fast forward through all that. This one, like, it really built up the tension of everything. Like, it showed you each of their fights. It showed you their fighting styles. It showed you, like you said, how, you know what I'm saying, Chung Li was really breaking people down. He was, dang, you know, he even killed somebody. And then it showed you how Frank Dukes he was taking people out. But for the most part, like you said, he trying to do it with the least violence and resistance possible. He trying to get in and get out because, you know, he got to conserve himself. With Chung Li, he the arrogant, pompous, you know what I'm saying, champion, he like, man, can't nobody beat me in here. And so he knocking guys out left and right. And then, you know what I'm saying, when it all come to it, you get the big fight where him and Ray fight, and you know what I'm saying, he demolished Ray, and now it's really on now. So now he antagonizing him. He got the bandana over his knee and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what makes it worth it. This is what it's about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you another character that I liked. I like the Paco dude. Like the Paco dude, he was the one. I don't know what country he was necessarily from, but he was the guy that Frank ended up fighting. Let me see. I think Paco was the one that he fought before he fought Chun Li, and he was the one. I liked his fighting style because like he was the person that like that held his fist up, and like he was fucking with Frank where he told him to hold his fist up with him. And like he was the one that would do like those side kick joints. I like his fight style. I like that because he do that little sway and he have his hands up. I thought that shit was so hard.
I ain't gonna lie.
He did what?
He punched the shit out of Frank.
Oh yeah, he did. Like Frank, that was Frank's worst one.
Okay, because let's talk about this part though, because this is the interesting part to me. Now, when you first see it, because I had to rewind this actually. When you first see it, it looks like he punched the shit out of Frank.
Okay.
But then I rewinded it again because I was like, nah, ain't no way the way that the sequence happened. I think Frank kind of, you know what I'm saying, like played into that a little bit because he was, you know what I'm saying, he was acting dazed a little bit, and then like right when he went to kick him, he did the little thing and he knocked him down. So I was like, I don't know if he really got him or if, you know what I'm saying, Frank was like, yeah, I know how to get him. You know what I mean? Like, but it at first glance, it looked like he definitely got a good piece of Frank on that one.
Yeah, but then like he did the whole little kicking match with him. We was telling him to kick him in the sides. They kept doing their little kicking match and shit.
Yeah.
And I think that was just Frank like really like getting off some frustration because that was his first fight after seeing Ray in the hospital and shit. Mm-hmm. So like I think he was just really getting out some frustration. And then I guess kind of showing Chun-Li like, you know what I'm saying? Because really Frank wasn't really touched really, except when he fought the fat Chinese dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That he had to drop down and do the, you know what I'm saying, punch him in the balls joint. And he gave him that one punch, you know what I'm saying, that he did. Okay, this is one of my favorite things about this movie is when they show his training session, right? Mm-hmm. They showed you everything that he trained for, he ended up using at the Kumite. Absolutely. Right? So even though, okay, so one thing he didn't use at the Kumite, so when he saw Janice down in the lobby, you know what I'm saying, the one Arabic dude, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, you're going taking you to my room. You know, like that shit is so funny. And so he's like, all right, I'll make a deal with you. He was like, if I take this out of your hand, you know what I'm saying, you get the girl. But if I get it, I get the girl. She's like, what the fuck? Like, so anyway, they show you the scene where when he was training with Tanaka, he's, you know, snatched up a fish, you know what I'm saying, out the water. So that's why he was able to snatch the damn quarter out of his hand and replace it with some other fucking, I don't know what country it was. But anyway,
that was sleight of hand. That's all that was. He ain't really snatched that shit out that man's hand. He had the quarter and it showed you the quarter. And then when he took the quarter off, he replaced it. And notice he took the quarter off. This is how I think it went. They showed you the quarter in the dude's hand. And then it went to their eyes. But when he moved his hand back, he switched it out. And he kept staring at dude. And then he did it.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
I mean, it could have been. Or I think, but the premise of the movie is to show, yo, I'm so quick with this, I can put another coin in your hand and take that one out before you close your palm. But like, they showed you every single thing. Like, he ended up having to fight. And this is what I was talking about. What I don't like about these people was, Chun-Li, you supposed to be the man, right? You won the Kumite last year, right? Why the fuck, before you even fight, you need to put this fucking whatever material in your fucking shorts to throw at his eyes the way he can't see? It's like, come on. If you're supposed to be the man, win the fight straight up. But I get it. It's for the movie. Yeah. You know, all the antics and all that shit. But it was a part of his training. You know what I'm saying? Tanaka showed him how to fight with your eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? With blindfolders on. So I like how they was able to show us every single thing that he trained for. He ended up, it came useful when he fought in the Kumite.
One thing that I didn't like, right? Now, through this whole goddamn movie, they've been showing us this nigga doing all kind of splits and stretching and all this other shit. Now, when he fought the big Chinese dude, and the dude caught his foot and then pulled him, come on, fam. And he got up and was like, come on, bro. Like, you've been in the splits all movie. Now all of a sudden that shit hurt. Like, stop, bro. I wasn't fucking with that one. I'm like, man, if you don't get that shit out of here.
Yeah, it's but the whole thing of this movie, like, it's what's so dope about it is just the fact that you got Helmer and Rollins chasing this dude all through Hong Kong and shit. Because the military don't want to risk Frank Dukes getting hurt. Now, Frank Dukes, you know what I'm saying, basically followed this, I would assume, to be his father because he grew up in either Japan or China. More than likely, probably Japan, because I don't think that we had any army bases in China at the time. But who knows? Right. But anyway, so because the movie starts, like, Frank, I'm guessing he didn't really have any friends. He's hanging out with these dudes. They're like, Frank, you want to hang out with us? Come on. They sneak in his house. They're trying to take this fucking sword. Mm-hmm. And so they hear a noise. The boys take out, but Frank picks it up, put it back. And then the son, Tanaka's son, come out, kick him in the chest. He hits the ground, all that type shit. And so he's like, yo, I can basically use you as my dummy to help my son train. So he's using him to help his son train, end up becoming really close with the family. And so then the son dies because the son, his whole thing was going to the Kumite, the fight. You know what I'm saying? To keep the Tanaka family name alive. And so when the son dies, so Frank is like, all right, so I'm gonna go. Like, he asked Tanaka to train him first, and so Tanaka ended up training him, ended up going, and like I like how they set it up when he first get to the Kumite, which it was kind of like a whole setup scene because they like, oh, do you represent the Tanaka family? They're like, but you ain't, you don't look like anybody like that, and so they was like, well, show it. I forget what they called it, and it's basically like the touch of death or whatever.
Yeah.
So he had to break the bottom brick when it's probably like 6 bricks, and he had to break the bottom one or whatever. So he breaks that, but the thing is, it was the fact that they got everybody to surround him and watch. You know what I'm saying? So right. Chun-Li knew right off the rip, yeah, this is the one I'm gonna be worried about right here. He was like, this is the one right here. But it's funny watching Rollins and Helmer chase this motherfucker around town. That shit was hilarious, dude.
Man, come on, man.
Hey, I would love to ask Forrest Whitaker, yo. You gotta talk to me about this movie, man.
This is my thing. You got this old ass white man and big clumsy ass Forrest Whitaker, and y'all talking about how much of a weapon this nigga is. Y'all really thought y'all was about to catch this nigga?
Yeah, sir.
He was playing with him the whole. This nigga playing hide and seek around the bus with these niggas, bro. Come on, man. That shit was crazy. And then them goddamn tasers, bro. Where did they find? What kind of tasers was that?
Okay, man. All right, man. It's 1988, man.
Man, them niggas pulled out vacuum cleaners, man. Man, that nigga was about to catch some dust bunnies. He pulled that motherfucker out. I was like, God damn, what is that? Ain't no way, bro. How was he running with that big ass thing, bro? That's crazy.
Hey, when they caught that motherfucker walking into the Kumite and he picked up that damn trash can lid.
Man.
Hey, but it was funny, bud. That was comedy, bud. When them 2 cops got shocked, that shit was funny. But yeah, ain't no way you telling me these dudes gonna catch Frank Dukes, man. He's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, one of the hardest dudes in the military. You telling me that these 2 cops, or whatever they were, they had to be something part of the military. You telling me these 2 dudes was really gonna catch Frank Dukes, man? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Man. But okay, so let's talk about it, man. Shout out to my man. Damn, hold on. I done forgot his name that damn fast. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Donald Gibb, man. Donald Gibb is, for those who don't know, is pretty much a legendary 80s actor. He was Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds. He played in it was Revenge of the Nerds. It was this, and he was in a TV show too. I forgot what the TV show was. But if you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds, Ogre was the big doopy jock dude who pretty much was supposed to be the bully or whatever that was in the fraternity that the nerds wanted to be in but couldn't get in. But you know what I'm saying, he made that a classic role. And you know what I'm saying, if you ever in the 80s film, you already know that Revenge of the Nerds is an all-time classic. But in this movie, bro, I thought it was interesting because this is one of the first times we actually see him playing a regular person. Like, he ain't doing nothing extra, he ain't being goofy or nothing. He just basically playing like an American badass type dude. And I thought that was interesting, you know what I'm saying, seeing him play that role, man, for the first time. Like, that was my actual first time seeing him like talk and, you know what I'm saying, like communicate and shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. But shout out to Donald Gibb, man. He did a hell of a job playing Ray Jackson. Also, it's amazing that he had that black man's name.
Yeah, Ray Jackson. Hey, it was so funny. Hey, when that motherfucker hit Chun Li and he got him down, Jackson,
Bro,
Jackson. I was like, man,
that's why you're always supposed to finish the job, man.
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious, but he got his ass whooped.
He got stumped the fuck out.
He definitely got stumped the fuck out. Ray Jackson was not supposed to be there. How did he get an invitation? I don't know. He could knows somebody.
He could really fight.
Where?
Nigga, he broke dude nose. He got nigga broke that nigga's shit and knocked him out. That nigga out the ring and shit. He the only person I seen through this whole fight that paid attention to the rules. Nobody else paid attention to the rules. Everybody else was trying to fight. This nigga was like, if I can throw him out the ring, I'll do that. He picked that nigga up and tossed him as soon as they was like, they said fight. He picked that nigga up and tossed him and won the match. I said, he's smart. And he threw him so hard, he knocked him out.
Hey man, that dude was funny. And it's funny how him and Frank loved each other after knowing each other for fucking 5 days.
There's only two Americans, bro. You got to stick with who you know.
Hey, that shit was funny. Nah, hey, let's talk about Janice real quick. So Janice, yo, first of all, I fought with Janice back in the day. I was like, hey, like, who is this?
I don't fuck with her at all, bro.
But no, like, so Janice is a reporter. She's trying to figure out what's going on at the Kumite or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this is why I didn't fuck with Janice no more. I was just talking about it a little.
You better say exactly what I'm feeling.
When Janice went to that motherfucking sheriff with a captain and said, yo, I got a friend. I'm afraid he's going to get hurt, and I need you to stop it. His name is Frank Dukes. I said, you bitch. What are you doing?
Now, this nigga Frank been trying not to get this bitch to get to the Kumite this whole time. She finds a way to sneak in. Now, she trying to report on the Kumite, even though you ain't even supposed to be here.
Exactly.
And she gonna tell the goddamn police, bro. Not only do she tell the police, she also tell the other niggas that was chasing Frank.
Yo, I was like, come on. And then, no, this is what pissed me off about Janet. So we are in the hospital with Ray. Mm-hmm. She's telling, no, not she, but Frank telling, yeah, I'm going to get him back for you, right? Mm-hmm. So this bitch storm out the room and say, I don't want to see you get killed or worse, or hurt or worse. Bitch, you don't believe in me?
Did you not see me fight when we was there? You wasn't impressed by nothing I did.
Nothing I did, but then
in 12 seconds.
Then this is the crazy part. And see, Frank think I didn't notice this shit. I noticed this. When Frank was fighting regular, right? He just whatever is necessary, right? But then, so you see she sneaks in, you know what I'm saying, with old dude, she go undercover. Now you want to throw your legs up in the air and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Every time you get, I'm like, oh yeah, I noticed that shit. I noticed it, Frank. Now you want to kick your leg up after every time you fucking fight.
Let me tell you something. He threw the D down on her too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Frank. He gave her the business because he said, you know what I'm saying, I can't tell you about the Kumite, but I promise you, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk later. She was like, oh, nah, that's cool. You good. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even worried about the Kumite no more at this point. We just Kumite. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like, yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, he definitely got the draws without giving up zero information. Like, he didn't give her shit and still got the draws. So, yeah, but I did notice how he tried to start showing out when she showed up. I was like, all right, dude. At first, you was just, you know what I'm saying, you were just getting whatever was necessary to knock somebody out. Now you want to dance around the ring, kick your legs up and all this type of shit. It's like, okay, Frank, now you want to show out. See, that's what girls do to you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, look, that's just like you go to the park, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever's necessary. You're just trying to win the game and stay on the court.
Absolutely.
But then, you know what I'm saying? You see this girl that you like now pulled up.
Yeah. You trying to dunk. You trying to backboard. You crossing niggas up. You no look passes. You trying to you doing it all, bro. You doing it all.
Hey, well, you pull it from everywhere. And your teammates, your teammates looking at you like, man, this nigga.
Yeah, you doing it all, bro. But see, that was the only thing that's why I said I can't fuck with her, man. Because now she did all that begging and shit. She trying to find all these people to help her get in and that. And as soon as you get in, the goddamn police know where the Kumite is now.
Yo, you want to talk about, boy, you had to walk through the hood to get to the Kumite, boy.
Nigga, they was under the water plant in that motherfucker.
Hey, boy, you had to walk through the slums, boy, to get to the Kumite, boy.
I'm talking about the real slums, nigga. They was under the basement.
yeah, under the basement.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. But you know what I'm saying? The one thing that was, you know what I'm saying, that I did like about this shit, bro, is it definitely had the classic 80s fighting montage. And
oh yes.
In an action movie, ain't shit without the 80s montage, the cheesy 80s montage, man. And that's one thing that I always love about those classic movies is that you can't do nothing without it. And it had about a good 2 or 3 of them in there.
Yeah, it definitely did. And I know you didn't fuck with the songs, but I
just didn't fuck with the Kumite song. The soundtrack is still trash, but I just didn't fuck with the Kumite song.
Man, okay, so let me ask you this. Real talk. So you telling me you never tried these moves when you was a kid?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man, you want to talk about he did the
watch this shit, that's the first thing we did was start yeah.
Hey, man, when he did when he was fighting Chung Lee, so you know the three roundhouse kicks. Man, you want to talk about somebody in their room trying to do that shit? Man, I tried my hardest, boy, to do that fucking roundhouse kick. But I used to be outside in the backyard doing that shit. I know it didn't look as good as his, but I fucking tried.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was though. Like watching movies like this, like Bloodsport and all that. Remember when the Tyson movie came out?
Michael J. White.
Yeah. And remember, it was one scene in the movie where he was fighting somebody, and they just started punching him, and he was just eating all the punches.
Mm-hmm.
So one time we was after we got done watching the Tyson movie, we all decided we was boxers. and so we boxing. We ain't got no gloves. We just out there, we boxing and shit. My cousin hit me in the face and then kept hitting me in the face, and I ate the punch. They was like, "Oh shit, he did the Tyson." I don't know why we thought that shit was cool. I don't know why I thought it was cool, but I definitely got hit 7 times. I ate him, but still, I was like, yeah, that's not what Mike Tyson really does. He usually dodges the punches.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Cool at the time, man. You know what I'm saying? We just seen it on the movie and shit. So yeah, absolutely, man. We always tried to do that shit, man. When I got done watching The Last Dragon for the first time, I tried to get the glow. True story.
Hey, I used to do the thing where I would swing the arms in the mirror and see if my arms would do like his did. It never worked. But but no, I used to do when he was in the kickboxer, right? Which I fuck with the kickboxer. So when he was doing the training joint, where there was this thing where it was 2 pads on the side and there was 1 pad up top, and he would do the one thing where he would put the one leg up to the one side, keep his leg up and put it on the other side, and then do the top one. Man, when I tell you, I used to be doing that shit on my wall. I used to sit there and try to do that damn. Yeah. Yeah, but dude, I fuck with Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. He was in the 80s, man, late 80s, early 90s, man. He was really that dude, man. And he was really kind of and I think that was that whole sex scene was about, because okay, so this whole time they showing old girl in the bed, right? Yeah. So then when they finally pan over to him, he just miraculously just finally put his underwear on. It's they was really trying to sell him as a sex symbol.
Let me tell you something. What I'm saying? I have to respect this movie because this was the first action movie where we didn't get no boobs.
This
and
is
it
true.
Was still a good movie. And it was still
this
a good movie. No boobs, still a good movie. I respect it.
Yeah, I respect it too, because I think this movie was really more built about the art, because I also like everybody that was from different countries, everybody had their own fighting style. Like nobody really fought the same.
Yeah.
So that's what another thing that I thought was really cool.
One I didn't like.
Yeah. You didn't like the monkey dude. But the other, I thought you was gonna say the other black dude, because that one black dude, you know what I'm saying, when he fought Jean-Claude Van Damme, he told my dude to hold on, and then he looked at him, he did the whole
he said,
shaking of the finger,
out.
And then he was like, hey, that motherfucker, yeah. That's always that guy. It's like even in The Last Dragon. Like the one dude doing all his moves, screaming all this shit, and got kicked dead in the face, and it was over.
Yeah, beast. That's what it was.
Yes, it was like, come on, man. Like you doing way too much, man. Like you're gonna do the whole little thing with your neck, and then do all the little popping and get kicked in the face, and then it was 2 hits. That was it. The fight was over.
Out of there.
He kicked him one time. He got up, then he kicked him out the ring. Boom, fight over. You did all of that shit before the fight, and you didn't even get a lick in.
I'm just mad that, you know what I'm saying, the monkey dude lasted as long as he did. That's the nigga who should have took 2 hits to get knocked out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you didn't like when they showed him training, when he jumped on the tree and he was hitting the coconut?
You seen Bloodsport Extended Edition, because if I'd have seen that, I'd have turned that shit the fuck
Yo, you didn't see, dude. It was
don't even tell me this. I don't even want to fucking know. I don't want to know, bro. That's taking it way too fucking far.
Dude, they showed it in the beginning, man. They showed all of the fighters training before they went there, man.
I missed that. I'll definitely dude, that's some bullshit.
Oh, man. Dude,
that's the only thing I don't like about the 80s, bro. The 80s had some racist bullshit in there that was like just over the top racist bullshit.
Dude, my dude jumped in the tree and hit 3 coconuts in a row, busted all of them with one blow.
They couldn't have let the nigga just do capoeira, bro. This nigga had to do them. Come on, man. The only thing I am mad about, though, is they never showed nobody doing drunken boxing.
I mean, I think it was all right without it. I mean, I didn't necessarily need it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just I really would have liked to seen that style of fighting in, you know what I'm saying, that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I do like. I mean, maybe we didn't really. Okay, not even maybe. We didn't need the African dude walking around like a monkey. Like, we didn't need that, but it was dope that there was so many different fighting styles that they was able to show. Like I told you, Paco, he was my favorite. Like I just like the way, like just the mannerism that they use, like just how you sway, you hold your hands up. Like I think that shit is really dope, and like their whole thing is really like that side kick, and like that's like really his shit. I just really fuck with his style, even though like don't get me wrong, Frank Dukes is that guy. Like this is not no disrespect to Frank Dukes. Like he really had like the best. He was the best fighter, but I was just saying like the style and the swag that Paco had. That shit was dope.
This nigga was a fucking military weapon, and then you take him to one of the greatest martial arts masters ever and teach him ninjutsu. Come on, man. That's the move they need to make. What the fuck was Frank Dukes doing in the military?
Well, like I say, his parents was that at least. That's the one thing I wish they would have gave us a little bit more. Yeah. Because we did not know what part of the military he was part of. We don't know why they didn't want him to get hurt in the first place. It's like, what is this dude really doing in the military? Like, is he a captain? Is he a colonel? Like, what the fuck is he?
I know for sure. I think he was a captain, if I'm not mistaken. I know he had status for real. He had rank.
He definitely had rank.
But when they came into the hotel when him and Ray was sitting down, and he was like, the military invested a lot of time and money in you. I'm like, this nigga's a secret weapon, obviously.
I mean, he would he's got to be something, because like they was really, really concerned about this dude getting hurt. But then at the same time, now I don't think that they was on the Janice shit, because Janice, what pissed me off about Janice is like, yo, like you came one day and you see me fight, I don't know, 3-4 fights that day. You see I'm the man. Absolutely. Just because Ray got his ass whooped, you just gonna assume that I'm gonna get my ass whooped too?
My thing was I can't believe she was that impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chung Lee is badass, but you that impressed with Chung Lee? He's a big dude who's just breaking everybody in half. You should expect that. My thing was, nigga, little ass Frank Dukes is out here whooping everybody's ass. That's what you're supposed to be shocked at. Like, this little motherfucker can fight. That's what I'd have been looking at.
Yeah, and then like it's like, come on, man. It seemed like y'all really kind of fell in love. Yo, there was way too much falling in love too quick in this fucking movie.
Love, man. She fell in love. Don't blame Frank for that. Frank hit it, and that's all.
Man, whatever, man. Frank fucked with her, man. Just like he fucked with Frank.
He just got
Frank. Ray. I love you, my friend. Like, man, you just met this dude 3 days ago.
Frank was just that cool, man.
Man,
that nigga was like the Kung Fu James Bond.
Nah, hey, I fuck with Frank Dukes, but I had to look him up, dude. I had to see what he looked like. I was like, yo, I gotta know what the real Frank Dukes looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to do this shit for 5 straight years, undefeated, my guy, ain't lost 329 matches, my guy.
Yeah.
It ain't lost.
Hey, man.
Frank Dukes is that deal. And it's just like, okay, so in 75, y'all fucking chasing this dude all through Hong Kong like you do. We can't risk you getting hurt. But then y'all fine with him doing this shit for 4 more years?
Well, that's why I said I understand why they made it the movie the way it was. Like, that's just to add to the suspense. But let's keep it real, man. Them motherfuckers wasn't going to grab no goddamn military weapon. This nigga obviously is the goddamn Terminator in the military, and you think them is gonna bring this nigga back? He kept telling them, "I see y'all on the airplane in 2 days." They were pulling out vacuum cleaners and shit to try to. Them niggas ain't even have guns, fam. They didn't even.
Well, they couldn't shoot them.
If I'm fighting, if I'm going to get Frank Dukes, fuck that taser. I'm at least, man, if you do anything, I'm gonna bust a cap in you, Frank. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put one in you, bro. And the thought of that, he gonna think, you know what? Maybe this motherfucker might shoot me. Let me go with him. It's more threatening than the vacuum cleaner, bro.
No, man. I think that it would have been worse. I think that Frank knew how valuable he was, and he was like, there's no way that they're gonna let you shoot me. Like, you can threaten me with a gun all you want. I know they would not want me to get shot.
I could blame it on somebody from the triads. I can make a story. That ain't shit. But you're not about to sit there and grab this motherfucking killing weapon and think that I'm about to get this nigga with that old ass taser. That taser wasn't gonna do nothing to him, man. This nigga was getting stretched by the ropes on the bamboo and brought them back together. What is the taser going to do to this nigga, bro? He was getting beat with bamboo sticks. He's trained for this.
Hey, man, that's different from 12,000 volts, man.
Man, it was 50,000 volts, and that shit. Whatever Forrest Whitaker said, that wasn't gonna do shit. He scared Ray with that shit, but you see, he took it out the nigga. He took both of them.
Yeah,
that shit was sitting there like, oh damn. That's why you're supposed to have a gun. At least when you know he jumped, if you might flinch and pull the trigger. Hey man, it wasn't us, it was the triads. You know what I'm saying? But we good. He here now.
Man, you want to know who Frank Dukes was? Frank Dukes was the Universal Soldier, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Absolutely.
Because he ended up playing Jean-Claude Van Damme played the Universal Soldier a couple years later after that. He was the Universal Soldier, man. I'm telling you.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what he was.
Bro. That's why they was like, yo, we invested a lot of time and money into you. Do you know what we creating?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
75 to 80, he just whooping ass left and right. Next thing you know, Universal Soldier come out, this nigga impenetrable. Come on, man, what we talking about, bro? This shit is crazy.
I mean, man, that's hilarious.
I don't know, man, but I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's certain things in movies that I never understand. That was one of them. You send Forrest Whitaker and the old ass white man to go get Jean-Claude Van Damme. Out of all people, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't know, man. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I was just sitting there looking like they're never gonna get this dude. I don't care what happens. There's nothing that they can do that they're gonna stop him without him going on his own free will.
That was hilarious, man. There was no way. There was no way they was catching Frank Dukes
at all. When that nigga was in the tunnel under the basement and he was about to go fight, and them niggas had popped up. He talked shit to him then. Oh, y'all coming to see the fight? They was like, no, motherfucker. You can take your ass home. He like, shit, you better go grab a seat. I don't know how y'all gonna do that.
Oh, man.
He was just that good, bro. Like, hey, man, that's why I said I understand why Jean-Claude, man. I understand why he was, you know what I'm saying, at the spot that he was at, going back and watching this. Like, it was a lot of like you said, bad acting, but it was a lot of bad fighting in this too, by the way. Mm-hmm. It was some shit that was happening, man, that I was just like, come on, bro. Ain't no way that happened. Like when Bolo broke, I keep calling him Bolo. When Chung Lee broke dude's leg and they had the piece of wood glued to his leg. Woo-wee! Man, you talking about some fucking, man.
Hey,
the 80s.
It was 1988, man. It was 1987, man. Come on.
The 80s, man. That's why I said that. To me, the 80s may possibly have the best movies next to the blaxploitation movies.
Hold up, man. I gotta see real quick. Hold on. Okay, all right. So this movie had $1.1 million budget estimated. All right. Opening week, they made 515,000.
What?
And this shit.
I thought you were about to say million. The nigga said 1,000. Niggas lost money.
Hold on, no. But now it grossed worldwide 11.8 million. So they got their money back.
Yeah.
That's more.
I'm sure worldwide it was probably better because of Jean-Claude.
Well, that's the worldwide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's the same because if you think about it, it's the same. The gross and worldwide gross, the numbers are the same. So it had to be released that way because it was filmed in Hong Kong.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Worldwide, it makes sense why it made that much money.
It
don't make sense as to why they only made half of what they spent here.
Well, no, that was just opening weekend.
Oh, opening weekend. Okay.
Yeah, that was opening weekend. Yeah, opening weekend they made 500.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, that's crazy too, because damn, in the 80s, you would think that a Jean-Claude movie would be something that everybody want to go see.
Well, I mean, if you think, okay, so Jean-Claude Van Damme at this time, all right. Oh shit, hold up. Because let me see what John doing. All right, so let me go to the 80s. All right, so damn, it was produced. All right. So he got a movie in 79, 84, 84. All right. So he got Mission in Action. And then look, he was uncredited in that, so that don't even matter.
Yeah.
So Monaco Forever in 84, No Regrets, No Surrender in 85, and then Bloodsport in 88. So they really
was one in.
Yeah, so he really, to be honest with you, dude, they really took a chance.
Hold on,
Frank Duke.
Time out, bro.
Dude,
in Monaco Forever, bro. This nigga is credited as
gay karate man.
Hey, bro. I understand why Bloodsport did what it did, then, bro.
Oh man,
he was in breaking too. Don't forget about that. He could break dance.
Oh shit. So So yeah, Bloodsport kicked it off for me. Had Black Eagle, Cyborg, and then Kickboxing. My joint came out in '89, and then that's when it started. Really, that's when it started. Lionheart, Death
Hey
Warrant,
man, he
Double Impact,
he
Universal
definitely ran
Soldier.
cheesy. He was in the Body Count video.
Look, The Last Action Hero, Hard Target, Time Cop. Yeah,
Yeah,
that Street Fighter. Yeah, that's when that shit really kicked off.
yeah. He was
But
the
yeah, so
man by the time
Bloodsport.
Street Fighter came out.
Yeah, but yeah, really, Bloodsport was they really took a chance on him because he didn't really
Absolutely.
have, you know.
But I
So
don't think it would have been the same without him though.
I do too. I feel the same way.
You know what I'm saying? Like he really was like the man for that movie. He is the king of cheesy action movies though.
He really is.
Cause he got some cheesy shit on here, brother.
He really does. He really does. But
Man.
but Bloodsport and Kickboxer, that's my shit.
Yeah. That's what's up though, man. I mean, salute to him. He had a hell of a career though. He got a hell of movies on that mug. So I get it. I definitely get it, man. All right, buddy. Let's go ahead and do this, man. Are you ready to jump into the fire flames?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
All right, man. So what you rating this thing, bro?
Okay, man. So even though I said what I said earlier, like to me, like it's one of those oxymoron type of movies for me. It's like it's one of my favorite movies that goes back to my childhood. It's one of the best, but also worst acting movie I've ever seen. The acting in it is terrible. Like you said, some of the makeup is bad, some of the fighting scenes are bad, but like you said though, when the antagonist is good, you know what I'm saying, they make the movie dope.
Absolutely.
And for me to have fucked with Bloodsport as long as I really fucked with this movie, it's not the greatest product. It's not shot the best. Like I said earlier, man, you see Chong Li moving his lips. It ain't no words, no sound coming out. That shit is hilarious. But even though with all of that being said, I'm still giving this movie a 4, man. Like this is a movie I can watch like, dude, I literally just watched this movie last month. Like I just seen it was on something and I just watched it.
Yeah.
But I fuck with Bloodsport, man. So I'm gonna give it a 4, man.
That's what's up, bro. I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. 4 sounds like the right place for this movie. The action in it was great. You know what I'm saying? The acting in it, like you said, not so much, but it was good enough to make the movie what it is. And I think that especially when we talking about movies from, you know what I'm saying, like past times and stuff like that, like especially in the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, like a lot of those movies had like a real cheesiness to them. And to me, I think that's what makes going back and watching it so good, is because you know, like it's gonna be some cheesy action, it's gonna be some montages, you know what I'm saying, like somebody gonna, you know what I mean, somebody gonna die in a ridiculous way, but you know that it's still gonna be, you know what I'm saying, good. And the fact that they made sure that they had people who had different fighting styles, had people who were actual martial artists in this movie to, you know what I'm saying, play this out. I thought that was a great way to keep the movie going too. And not for nothing, it's a lot of action in this movie. It's not a lot of storyline in this movie. It's a lot of action in this movie. And I think that's what makes it such a good movie too, is the fact that you getting all your money's worth when it comes to watching this. Because if you were somebody who went to go see this in the theater back in 88, you definitely seen nothing but fighting, basically. This was all fighting. This was, and then not only that, somebody who knew how to fight too. So it looked good on film. So yeah, I definitely am gonna have to agree with you, a 4 for sure. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Let's close this thing out. But before we do that, let's get into the coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. For the next episode, we are doing an appreciation episode. That's right. We are giving flowers to another great in Hollywood. This time we are talking about the hilarious, the genius, creative Jim Carrey, man. This dude has been doing it for a long, long time. Definitely is one of my favorite comedic actors for sure. Um, he has one of my favorite comedy movies of all time, which is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective 2. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody like Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, the first one, but
You know that's me.
Pet Detective 2 is the funniest fucking movie in the world to me, bro. Like it's only so many movies that, especially when it deals with comedy, that like really grasp and like get me paying attention and like have me laughing throughout the movie. This is one of those ones that I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do, you are going to laugh your ass off on this movie. So much so you may even laugh until you cry. When he came out the rhinoceros, when he was spying on them, when that motherfucker got chased by the bat, when he met the tribe for the first time and they kept calling that motherfucker in Ocha, and then when that motherfucker had to fight Tommy Davidson, bruh, hilarious scenes throughout the movie. I don't care what nobody say. Hands down, one of the funniest movies ever made. But yeah, man, Jim Carrey is that dude, man. Not only did he do comedy, he also even got into those drama roles, which kind of showed that comedians can do other things on top of just doing, you know what I'm saying, comedy.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Obviously, I love Pet Detective, the first one. That's one of my favorite movies. But like the number 23 is up there for me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like if we're doing like you know what I'm saying like a top 50, like the number 23 is in there. Like that
absolutely.
was a really really good movie, and Jim Carrey showed his ass in that. So this is going to be a great episode, man, to be able to touch on how he started with, and even like he would come out and tell you like if it wasn't for a living color, I wouldn't be who I am today. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So for him to show homage to what really gave him his start and to really be like that only white cast member to really, what I'm saying, to be on the show really like that. So,
nah, they had
so yeah.
old girl. Oh, what was her name? Catrice or Car-
You talking about the girl? Did she end up being on Mad TV?
no, she ended up on like all of their TV shows. I remember like she did like the Jamie Foxx show. She was the lady who sued Jamie Foxx in one of the episodes. Um she Kelly Cofield, that's her name, Kelly Cofield.
Oh,
She was on there too. She was the other white cast member on there. But she was hilarious. Uh her biggest episode and her most memorable episode to me was the episode where she was showing everybody the house, and every time they came up to the house she would do all the stereotypes for everybody. It's just, if y'all ever get a chance, look up Kelly Cofield on the Living Color, man. You'll see, if you watched it before, or if you watch like the Wayans brothers or Jamie Foxx show or any of that, you definitely know who she is. But she's been in a bunch of like sitcoms and all that too after that. But yeah, she was definitely the other white cast member.
yeah, that's what's up, man. So it's gonna looking forward to this episode most definitely, man.
Absolutely, man. Listen, guys, if you love Bloodsport, if you didn't like Bloodsport, or if you just enjoy watching Jean-Claude Van Damme do amazing karate moves, hit us up. Let us know on our social media, on Instagram and Twitter at View and Non Pod, on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. You can also join the community on Twitter where we talk about movies and TV and all that good stuff. Um, you know what I'm saying, and everything in between. Excuse me, everything in between. And if you like to just follow me personally, you can follow me on Twitter at Schools Bronson. I got a link to in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there. And before we close out, I know, you know what I'm saying, the news ain't really spread like that, but I've been seeing it here and there. So I just want to send out Our prayers and condolences from the Viewers Anonymous family to DC Young Fly and his family. He just the mother of his children and his longtime girlfriend. Prayers up to the family and everybody associated, friends and whatnot. It's, you know what I'm saying, it sucks to hear that news, man. They were doing some real big things. And you know what I'm saying, it's dope to see somebody like him on the ascension and to be able to, you know what I'm saying, come up the way he did, and for her to also come up the way she did as well, because she was also on Wild 'N Out. She was a Wild 'N Out girl, and then she ended up turning, you know what I'm saying, the fame that she got from Wild 'N Out into starting her own businesses and everything else like that. So it was dope to see them two, you know what I'm saying, kind of working together, being on YouTube and all that other stuff. So we want to send our prayers and condolences out to DC Young Fly and his family for sure.
But definitely, man. Rest in peace to Jackie O.
For sure.
For me, y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That is just on IG. Follow the podcast on all major platforms. 28 minutes or less. On the last episode is 125, where I did Rayford Edmonds III. So check it out on all major platforms.
Absolutely, man. And listen, thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Until the next episode, man, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.